So I'm starting this video way too late. It's around 3:30ish now here in New York. It's 30 degrees. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's pretty nice out though. Today we have a couple things that we gotta do. I know I was saying in today's video we're gonna talk about Brutus and most of the stuff that's going on with him, and that's gonna be our main focus for today, is the things that's wrong with Brutus and what we have to fix with that. There is some more bigger news that will be coming later in the video. One is the thing I was telling you guys that I'm ordering for Brutus. We're gonna do that in the video. I decided not to do it last night. The other thing is some bigger news and some updates with the channel that we'll talk about together. You'll already notice that there's a name change and there's an emblem change, and that's something that you guys are gonna find out about later. And I also noticed that in yesterday's video, I managed to not actually fully introduce myself. And that I think is because most of the people that are subscribed to the channel are people that I know personally, and so I just didn't think about it. Though I'm assuming that there is some other people that I don't know that are subscribed or are watching. So if you are watching the video or if you are subscribed and I don't know you personally, I'd really appreciate it if you threw a comment down below, just letting me know that you aren't someone that I know, and so that I know that this is reaching other people besides just my personal friend group. So the main thing we're gonna have to talk about today is Brutus. As you can see, there's clearly some rust spots that need to be fixed. This is somewhere where I tried to fix it before. Of course, I am not a professional at all, and I do not do professional bodywork. It could probably use some more sanding. I don't think the paint matched very well, so there's clear problems there. And the main thing that is wrong with Brutus is mostly rust. You guys already saw the bubbling on the hood. I think at some point we're just gonna end up replacing the whole hood because there's just so much wrong with it that at this point it's not even worth it to try and just fix the old hood. Just so much rust anywhere where there is metal, and that's all just gonna have to be fixed. Fiberglass filled, bondoed, all of that is going to have to be done to it to get it back into kind of its normal pristine shape. So let's just do a quick run around my car just to find all the rust that we have. So starting here on my passenger side, we have this really nasty rust hole here. So I actually went to fix this previously on our last break of school, and I started to sand it and then realized that it was a hole and that there was a lot more that needed to be fixed. So then I ended up leaving it alone and not touching it anymore because I didn't want to make things any worse. In retrospect, I probably should have taped it up. Now heading down the door, it's not as bad on this side. We do have this little spot here that's just gonna have to be sanded down and then repainted over. And over here you can see towards my bumper, I'm getting a little bit of rust, so that's gonna have to get sanded down and filled and covered just so that doesn't continue to rust. I have the same thing on the opposite side, but as we continue to move down my driver's side, you'll notice that I have a considerable amount of rust right there. Once again, just needs to be sanded down and filled. Over here on my quarter panel, I have considerable amount of rust. Now most of it you can't see, but that's because it's starting to bubble up out of the paint, but the paint is still covering it. It does appear as if I'm going to possibly have a hole in the panel here, so that's going to be another spot that I'm going to have to fill in. Now from the back, it's in pretty good condition. We do have a couple scrapes, a couple paint chips, but the biggest problem back here is going to be my exhaust. Now I do have a dual catback exhaust, only a Y pipe though. It was cheaper and I invested into getting that. And now the biggest problem you'll notice back here with my exhaust is the fact that it doesn't fit correctly into the cutout. When we first mounted it up, it did. Now that I've driven around a little and it shifted, it does not anymore. And the main reason for that is because the kit that I bought came with only universal hangers, and so they aren't quite tailored very well for this model, and I'm gonna have to buy some nicer GT hanger. I might try and figure out a way to get just the rattling to stop and not actually do a proper fix until a little bit later. And funny enough, on the day that I installed the new exhaust system, when I was backing out, I actually hit my friend's pole that lines his driveway for the plows, and it left a giant scratch all down the side here. But that's, you know, kind of on the bottom of my list in terms of things that we need to do. So now we're going to talk about my mod list and what I've done to Brutus so far. I'm going to start putting up clips and stuff because I did put them on a private story on my Snapchat, so I do have clips saved of when I did all my modifications. So the first thing we did was just threw some louvers over the quarter windows in the back. They were on sale on American Muscle. I got them for I believe $59, and why not? In the same order, I also ordered the sequential light kit for the back, so now I have sequential lights like the newer models do. The next thing I ordered was a RevX tuner from Bama Performance. I didn't have any video, but I had a couple pictures. This item has really been the big part of my modifications and was really one of my best purchases. The next thing I got in was a cold air intake from American Muscle also. This here is a video of me unboxing it. I didn't keep the whole thing because I unboxed it with one hand and it took forever. The next video you are going to see right here is the video of me and my friend putting it on, Brendan. We put it on ourselves, and yeah, it's gonna look so good. So that was great up until it threw a check engine light up on my dash. As it turned out, the small air filter was choking out my engine and I needed to upgrade to a larger cone. So within the last month or month and a half, I purchased this dual exhaust kit for about $300. It's a Y pipe. It works really well. I love it. It's a very nice kit. Luckily, I have a friend Peter who has a lift and he let me use it and he helped me out a little bit and we were able to install it easily. So we are currently about to head to the bank so I can pull out some money for the surprise later, and then hopefully some food will be in order. So realistically, I'm not really sure if I should be driving Brutus right now. You know, that lower control arm on the passenger side is loose, but it's not broken. So far all I'm trying to do is only take him short distances. That's gonna end up being under a $100 fix, I'm hoping. So I'm not as worried about it right now. But like I said, I'm still trying to take a little bit easy on Brutus. Taking him for little short walks. And I just never seem to get tired of the sound of my car. Just love it. Just love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are unfortunately reaching the end of my YouTube video. I do have just a couple things that I want to talk about with you guys before I do officially end it. Let's first discuss where the channel is heading. As of yesterday, I have signed on my friend Aiden to help me start making videos. That's why you saw the name change to Brutus and Diana. That is the current name of his car. He might be changing the name, I'm not sure. You know, that's something that we've been discussing and we're not quite sure what we're gonna do with that yet. I believe that that will make it so that we can bring you guys the most amount of content every day and still maintain a life, you know, have extra time to make these actually quality content for you guys. And you know, I have been talking to a lot of people and I'm super excited because once all this quarantine is done, you know, in a month or so, I've been talking to a bunch of guys and there's gonna be a bunch of crazy content coming to you guys. You know, I know for a fact that Aiden has a couple ideas and some things that he wants to do. I know that I have some friends that have some nice cars that we can look at, and all around it's just gonna be a fun experience. After this hump, we're gonna really just be able to push content down your throats. And now finally, for the surprise that I've been hinting since last video and all throughout this video, I'm going to be ordering a turbo kit for Brutus. And see, now here's the thing, it's not just any turbo kit. This is a clear, cheap eBay turbo kit. Everything that is here is universal parts. I believe it's a T3 outlet and a T4 inlet. I do get intercoolers. This is universal piping. All of these little electronic parts are going to be super helpful. They're things to measure the temperature of the turbo to make sure that it doesn't overheat. We're getting a cone filter for the turbo, a slim fan to fit behind the radiator. We're getting here some heat shield tape so we can wrap that around, I believe that's supposed to go like around the wastegate or something like that. You know, I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I'm pretty inexperienced, but I have done my research. We got a blow off valve here, so that means my car is gonna make some really nice noises, and I'm super excited for this. Okay, and we're looking at a total of $522.96 for the turbo kit. It'll arrive Thursday, March 26th, which I believe is next Thursday. Should I just do it? And that officially ends my video. I'm super excited to start installing that turbo kit. There is a couple nuances that I can talk to you guys about in the next video or in a couple next videos, depending on, you know, what's going on. Maybe when I get it, I'll talk to you guys fully about what's happening with it, because there are a couple things that will be roadblocks. But other than that, I'm super excited. We're about to put a kamikaze swirly boy on old Brutus down there. So you guys stay safe, stay inside. Have a nice day.